I've seen this interview yesterday with Nico before the race where he predicts that Lewis is going to win, talks about how great he is around Silverstone. It's honestly amazing. If you missed it, you can find it on Sky Sports Twitter. It's not even geo-locked, which is how you know they have a banger. However, you may have wondered, like I did, why Nico Rosberg is on a bus. Love the man, but he's not giving public transportation to me. Listen, I take public transportation every day, but, he's rich and, sustainable yachting, all of that. So I looked into it, and it actually is a really cool project he's doing with Oxford University, and I'm going to talk about it because I feel bad that the only part that got out was him talking about Lewis. You may remember Nico went to Oxford. How could you forget with that photo shoot? One thing about Nico is he will squeeze in time for a photo shoot, and it will slay every single time. But Rosberg Philanthropies is sponsoring PhD students through the Oxford SDG Impact Lab to do environmental stuff. But this weekend specifically, they partner with Silverstone and F1 to do a study around reducing emissions and the sustainability of the race weekend as a whole. As you can see, the study focuses on two key areas, the first of which is fan travel. With the majority of spectators expected to arrive by car, the research project will have access to ANPR camera data, air quality monitors, satellite imagery from the European Space Agency, and data from Silverstone ticketing apps to provide recommendations on how to reduce the carbon impact of fan travel for future events. The other focus will be on biodiversity and the impact the race has on ecosystems living in the Greenfield site, with the results published later this year. So I can't wait to read that. I honestly think it's great. I mean, fan travel is a huge part of, and along with the travel of the teams and the cars themselves, of the impact of these race weekends. And I'm glad that we're taking a more holistic look at F1 sustainability. Nico also gave a quote to Autosport saying, "It is a case of bringing my two worlds together, green tech and sustainability with motorsport. Racing in F1 will always be my biggest passion, so I'm very happy to come back to a racetrack with such a purposeful project. Nothing has been done like this before with Formula One. It is groundbreaking and everyone has this need to decarbonize their events, so this should work as a case study for their races globally." And that's great. I feel like Silverstone is the perfect place to start because, to be honest, it's a pain in the ass to get there. There's no direct train. You have to take a train to Milton Keynes and then a bus and a shuttle, and getting the shuttle on the way back, I don't know anyone who's done it successfully. Every single person I know who's tried to take the shuttle on the way back has like a horror story about that experience. So listen, I love Silverstone. It's a great circuit. I think it's a good enough circuit and enough of an establishment that we could maybe build some infrastructure around it. Just a suggestion. Nico Rosberg, build a train. How much could a train cost? He's got the money. But the reason he was on a bus and not a helicopter, as I'm assuming the rest of the millionaires arrived to Silverstone, is because they were testing out some models that could whatever. I've tried to do this like 3 times. That could potentially be implemented to make traveling to the races more sustainable for fans. And it would also be great for those of us who are maybe too scared to drive on the left side of the road. But seriously, I don't understand why there's not a train there. Like, this has always been my beef. In Boston, Gillette Stadium is very far away from Boston proper. There is literally a train. It's called the Patriots train. It runs there before the races. It runs back after. Like, Silverstone, it's not just Formula One. There are tons of events there year round. It blows my mind. The Europeans, all they do is talk about their goddamn trains. And I have to take a fucking bus, car, camel, hitchhike on the side of the road to get to Silverstone. It is in the middle of nowhere, but that almost makes it's just fields. There's plenty of room for a train, I swear.